This week in Jamaica Now, dominance and disappointments, how Jamaica won hearts and triggered heartbreaks at the 2020 Olympics in Japan. Megan Tapper elated as she returns home after her bronze medal win. Then,
what caused it? What was the reason for you to trim my daughter's lock?
did a policewoman cut the locks of a Rastafarian in a Clarendon lockup? St. Vincent Prime Minister injured in massive Kingstown protests. Windalco rejects blame for another fish kill. And U.S. developing plan to require visitors to be vaccinated. I'm Damian Mitchell and this is Jamaica Now. It's been a week of dominance and disappointment for Jamaica at the 2020 Olympics in Japan. As at Friday, Jamaica had 8 medals, 4 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze. It was jubilation for the women's 4x100 meter relay team, which struck gold in a new national record, 41.02 seconds. But earlier, it was heartbreak for Stephanie Ann McPherson, who failed to get a medal in the women's 400 meter final, finishing 4th. Gleaner sports editor Andre Lowe has been keeping his fingers on the pulse of the happenings in Tokyo. Mixed bag, would you say, Andre?
All right, thank you, Damian. As with the case at any Olympic Games or any major championships, you are going to have a bit of surprises on both sides of the fence. Certainly, there were some medals that were left on the table, and under different circumstances. Of course, you look at someone like Tajay Gale. Really can't fault him or blame him for the effort. Suffered that injury on his very first jump, and had a valiant effort, but just couldn't get enough power out of the injured leg. That is certainly a medal that we would have penciled in going into these championships. The women's 200 meters, Sherika Jackson certainly would have gotten on the podium, I think. A lot of persons expected Jamaica to get 2 medals in that event. Daniel Thomas Dodd, another individual that you would have thought, would have made it on your list of medalists. Frederick Dakers, we knew he had some issues coming into the Olympics, but again, this is not someone you rule out at all. Stephanie Ann McPherson in the 400 meters was going great until she suffered that really unfortunate hamstring injury at the 200 meter mark. I think she probably would have also snuck onto the podium as well. A very strong possibility. So, no doubt, some medals were left on the table. At this point, we are at 8 medals, 2 events to go, so we still can get to 10. My prediction was 9, so we're right there. Obviously, with the 4x4s, men and women to come, but there were some good surprises too, and not necessarily where medals are concerned. You look at Christopher Taylor in the men's 400 meters final. I mean, got a personal best, a big one too, 44.7. What this will do for his confidence and his development going forward cannot be understated, right? That was a big performance. You look at Candice McLeod. She 7 personal bests in 11 races this season. She's now down to 49.7. 49.51. Sorry, Candice, my apologies. But the interesting thing for me, Damian, one of the biggest talking points out of these Olympics is just the amazing level of transition that we have seen from a lot of our young athletes who just a few years ago were competing at champs. You look at someone like a Christopher Taylor, mentioned him earlier. Brianna Williams, again, excellent at the world level for Jamaica, and ran a very, very good, a brilliant lead-off leg for Jamaica in that women's 4x1 final, and the heat, she was good too. She represents the future of Jamaican track and field. This experience, of course, will also set her up for years to come. We're expecting big things from Brianna. Brianna already 10.97, already an elite athlete, consummate professional at 19 years old. It's just amazing when you really think about it.
Thanks, Andre, over there in Tokyo. And in the St. Thomas community of Seaside near Port Morant, the celebration could not be contained a day after Hansel Parchment's surprise gold in the men's 110-meter hurdles.
Last night, I watched my TV, I wait for him to just come by TV to come win, and we just say, him a win the goal, and then I say, watch you know, him a go pass out all the way, and then when I look, in just jump over the hurdle and go to the finish line, me shout out, me nearly broke pallet.
Meanwhile, after securing bronze in the women's 100-meter hurdles, Olympian Megan Tapper says she feels she has taken a major step in her career. Tapper, who is 27, arrived in Jamaica on Thursday at the Norman Manley International Airport, still basking in the glow of her historic achievement, the first Jamaican woman to win an Olympic medal in the hurdles.
It's almost like a dream come true, even though I didn't win the gold. I mean, getting on that podium is a feat in itself, and I did that. So we want more, you know. We definitely want more, but I am so grateful, so grateful.
A major police probe is now underway into claims that a policewoman cut the locks of a 19-year-old Rastafarian woman in a lockup at the Four Paths police station in Clarendon a week ago. The claim has left the woman and her mother upset.
I'm 19 years of age, and from I could remember as a child, my mother was locking my ear. So it's not style, it's a part of my culture, it's a part of my religion. And she behaved as if she never cared, she never have any remorse, she never have any feelings.
I'd like to know the reason why she trimmed my daughter locks. Why was her locks trimmed? What was the reason for that? What she do? Apart from you saying that she was behaving outrageous. What, apart from the outrageous behavior, what caused it? What was the reason for you to trim my daughter's locks? This have to stop.
Meanwhile, classmates of the Rastafarian woman say they were surprised by her claim that the police trimmed her. They say days before the matter came to public attention, King told them that she cut off her hair because she saw some white things in it looking like fungus. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has been released from a Barbados hospital where he underwent several tests on Friday. That's a day after he was hit on the head with a stone near the Parliament as he made his way there amid a massive protest in the capital, Kingstown. Opposition supporters were protesting impending changes to the law to make it mandatory for frontline workers to be vaccinated against illnesses like COVID-19 that trigger a national emergency. Speaking from Barbados, where he was flown on Friday morning, Gonsalves said doctors have not detected any neurological issues, but said he suffered a concussion.
I know whom I will call out as the person whom I hold personally responsible. I'm not just talking about the person who did the direct act, but you'll hear me more fully on that when I return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and when I feel in a less giddy condition, because though I'm discharged, I still have headaches, and when I bend my head down, I still have a certain dizziness.
The West Indies alumina company Windalco has rejected blame for a Rio Cobre fish kill as a result of an effluent spill from its holding plant on Sunday. Fishermen who use the Rio Cobre in St. Catherine say the effluent caused the kill.
Well, right now, we don't have other choice right now. You know, it's the river we live off as a daily basis. And right now, we unemployed right now. As we said, it's the river we live off and right now no fish in there, so we don't have other choice right now. So we need someone to come and do something for us right now.
The National Environment and Planning Agency has also concluded that the fish kill was the result of effluent, warning that charges are impending for Windalco. But in a statement on Wednesday, Windalco said it did not accept responsibility for the fish kill, although there was a spill at its effluent holding pond amid heavy rain. The United States is now developing a plan to require nearly all foreign visitors to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. It is part of a consideration to eventually lift travel restrictions that bar much of the world from entering the United States. The White House wants to reopen travel, which would boost business for the airline and tourism industries, but it is not ready to immediately lift restrictions because of the rising COVID-19 cases, including the highly contagious Delta variant. The Biden administration is reported to have interagency groups working to have the new system ready. It will include a phased approach that over time will mean, with limited exceptions, foreigners traveling to the United States from all countries will need to be fully vaccinated. The extraordinary U.S. travel restrictions were first imposed on China in January 2020 to address the spread of the COVID-19. Numerous other countries have been added, most recently India in May. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, subscribe today and turn on your notifications. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, more spectacular scenes from the 2020 Olympics in Japan.